Hello everyone, welcome in the YouTube channel Learning with Asani, and here everything will be Asan as the name. So today we are going to cover the geography topic, that is motions of the earth. Let's start. Ancient people had always observed the movement of the sun, the moon, and the other heavenly bodies in the sky, and they believed that the earth was stationary and other heavenly bodies moved around it. Nicholas Copernicus, a Polish astronomer in 16th century, was the first to say that the earth only appeared to be stationary. Actually, the earth not only spins on its axis but also moves around the sun. Children, have you ever wondered what would happen if the earth did not rotate? So, to understand this, we need to discuss these motions in detail. Our planet Earth moves in two different ways. Number one, rotation, and the another one is revolution. Let's know more about it. The Earth rotates on its own axis. Its axis is an imaginary line between the North Pole and the South Pole. The axis is tilted, and the Earth takes 24 hours to complete a full circle. Thus, rotation is also called the daily motion of the Earth. And you know, children, the circumference of the Earth at the equator is about 40,000 kilometers, which means it covers 1,036 miles per hour. Now let's see effects of the Earth's rotation. It causes day and night. It also causes high and low tide. High and low tide is a result of the gravitational pull between the sun and the moon. When the earth rotates, the sun and the moon pulls it. However, one of the force is usually stronger than the other. Hence, we will experience high and low tide. Children, it also causes deflection in the direction of winds and ocean currents. Wind on the earth comes from north, south, east and west direction. As the earth rotates on its axis, different places will get stronger surge of wind as a result of the speed of the rotation. Now let's talk about the circle of illumination. As we all know, the sun is the main source of heat and light for the earth. Due to its spherical shape of the earth, only one half of it gets light from sun at a time, and the other half remains in the darkness. The circle of illumination is an imaginary line which separates the lighted part of the earth from the dark one, as you can see in the diagram. Thus, the portion, the earth that receives the sunlight, experiences day, while the other portion, which is in darkness, experiences night. And the diffuse light, or we can say the soft light, which we normally notice before the actual sunrise, is called dawn. And just like that, the light before the actual sunset, or we can say before night, is called dusk or twilight. We notice that the length of days and night is not the same throughout the year. This variation is due to the inclination of the Earth's axis. Due to this inclination, the northern hemisphere remains inclined toward the sun for half of the year and the southern hemisphere during the other half. Now see the diagram. In the diagram, the North Pole is inclined towards the sun and the South Pole is turned away from the sun. Thus, a large part of the Northern Hemisphere receives the sunlight. This results in longer days and shorter nights in the Northern Hemisphere. It is the reverse in the Southern Hemisphere during this time. Now see the diagram B. In this, the South Pole is inclined toward the sun and the North Pole is turned away from the sun. Thus, a large part of Southern Hemisphere receives the sunlight. This results in longer days and shorter nights in the Southern Hemisphere. It is the reverse in the Northern Hemisphere during this time. Let's understand revolution. When a planet or a moon revolves around an object, it is called revolution. an imaginary path around which an object moves is called orbit. This means that the earth revolves around the sun in its orbit. Do you know that the orbit of the earth is elliptical in shape? It is not circular, it is oval or elliptical. Children, orbit is fixed. The length of the orbit is about 965 million kilometer. Since it is elliptical and the sun occupies one focus on the ellipse, the distance between the earth and the sun varies throughout the year. When the distance between the earth and the sun is minimum, which is about 146 million kilometer, the earth is said to be perihelion. Children, peri means near and helios means the sun. And when the distance between the earth and the sun is maximum, which is about 151 million kilometer, the earth is said to be in aphelion. Ap means away. The sun is at this position on or around 4 July every year. And the amazing fact is that the distance between the earth and the sun varies only by about 3% during one complete revolution. The earth takes about 365 and 1/4 days to complete one revolution. However, there are 365 days in a year and 1/4 day is equals to 6 hours. This balance of 1/4 is added up together for 4 years, which results in an additional day. As a result, there are 29 days in the month of February. In the year, there are 366 days instead of 365 days. It is known as a leap year. Leap year comes once in every 4 years. A year which is easily divisible by 4 is a leap year. Now let's see some examples. Let's divide the year 2019 by 4. And the answer is 504.75. So, as it is not easily divisible, it is not a leap year. The year 2020 is a leap year. So, let's divide it in order to check whether we are correct or not. Yes, we are correct. So, it is a leap year. Children, in summer, days continue until 21st June in the northern hemisphere. 21st June is the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. It is known as the summer solstice. The term solstice means when the sun stands still. The length of the day slowly starts to decrease after the summer solstice. Thereafter, days in winters continue to shrink until 22nd December in the northern hemisphere. This is the shortest day in the northern hemisphere, and this is called winter solstice. The length of the day slowly starts increasing after the winter solstice. There are 2 days in a year when the days and nights are equal. The sun shines directly on the equator on these 2 days. These are called equinoxes. Equinox literally means equal night. In the northern hemisphere, 21st March and 23rd September are known as spring or vernal equinox or autumnal equinox respectively. I hope you all have understood that the northern and southern hemisphere experiences different type of seasons at the same time of the year. Now let's take a quick recap of both the parts. The earth moves in 2 ways, rotation on its axis and revolution around the sun. The earth revolves around the sun in its own orbit. It takes about 365 and 1/4 days to complete one revolution, and a leap year has 366 days, which comes after every 4 years. The change of seasons is caused by axial tilt of the earth and the earth's revolution around the sun. When the northern hemisphere is close to the sun, it experiences summer. At the same time, the southern hemisphere experiences winter. When the northern hemisphere is away from the sun, it experiences winter. Okay? When the two poles are at an equal distance from the sun, there are spring and autumn season. During these seasons, it is neither hot nor cold. 21st June is the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. It is also known as summer solstice. And 22nd December is the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. It is known as winter solstice. This is opposite for the southern hemisphere. I hope this is clear to you. There are 2 days in a year when the sun shines directly over the equator, and they are called equinoxes. Hope you have understood the chapter, so please hit the like button and subscribe the channel and make your learning Asan with Asani. Thank you.